Krishna, you are able to hear me, right? Okay, fine, great.
Right. Yeah, I
Yeah,
can.
yeah, great. So Misbah had a question like, I have shared my screen. Everyone is able to see my screen as well, right? If anybody is not able to see my screen, just let me know. So I'm just opening a dashboard and we'll take his question. So his question is how to put uh, multiple values for a filter. For example, uh, when we put a filter, when we set a filter, right? Normally we select a particular value. For example, if we want to put a filter for department, right? In the background and we want to put a filter, we can select only one value here. So we have added one filter here. So how to select multiple filters? That you can do using JavaScripting. So how to do that is, let's assume you first define an array. Let's say department array. And its value is coming from any data source you take from DEPT data source dot get members. So you get all the departments name. Okay. Then you create an array, one filter. You create okay filter value. This will be our filter value, and this value you calculate within using for each. For example, we'll run the department array.
What was the question, Misbah? I'm sorry, I missed it.
No. The question is like normally we put a set filter, right? Or filter only
Uh-huh.
single value. How to select multiple values for a filter?
Okay, multi-select.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm just thinking why it is array is get members. Let's get the get members only. So department 10. Okay. Inside the array, you calculate your value and okay. So what we are doing is, for example, we have four values for department. Department 1, department 2, department 3, department 4. IT, finance, HR,
So,
admin.
so you are taking the index value of the array, right? Yes.
Correct. So what we did is we defined an array. That array has all the four values. And when we are running this array, we have defined one string filter value. And there what we are doing is for the first time, when this record we are reading, that time we are inserting this, we are adding this department 1 into the filter value. So the after first execution, the filter value will be department 1 colon. After second execution, filter value will become department 1 and department 2. So this array you calculate using your logic and get the values on which you want to apply the filter. For in this scenario, the final filter value will be it will have all the departments, department 3, department 4. So you got the filter value, string value. Now you pass this value as a set filter on a data source. So this filter value has multiple values of department and those you are passing as a filter. So this is one option. Another option is if you want to hard code those values. So instead of calculating the values, if you know the values, you can put in brackets also. Department 1 comma department 2 need the value.
Rakesh, one question here. We need to split it as an exclamation, na, using exclamation sign.
Yeah,
Right.
that I'm not sure
Oh
actually.
yes, we did it. We did it here. You see, filter value plus open the code. Yes, you mentioned it there. No, open the code, please.
Yeah. So there,
It's there. You see.
this one.
Filter value equal to filter value plus.
Correct.
Okay. Plus element plus inter. So that has to be that defines the array actually.
Yeah. So you can use that method. It's giving this error. I'm not sure why this is giving error here.
Rakesh, you need to give plus here. Plus.
No, not required. Plus, not required. You can give an array here basically.
Okay, direct.
Yeah.
Then in that case, quotes is not required then.
Not really sure.
Yeah, quotes will not require. I think. Just remove it and see.
Still, it is giving error.
Last quotes.
No, but you can give multiple values here like this. To find the exact syntax.
Do you have to mention the curly brackets here or?
Yeah, curly. These brackets are compulsory because you are giving an array.
Okay.
You're passing multiple values, but
Alright.
inside syntax, I'm not very sure what is the syntax, but you can pass multiple values.
Try with double quotes.
Started with double quotes only, but somehow it's not working. Or maybe
it should not be comma. It should not be comma between department 01 and department 02.
just
A
run
colon problem. I think you
We have done it in past, but I don't remember exact syntax, what syntax we have used. Need to check. If you want to pass the low and high value, that is possible. So
Basically, what I really want from that initial view is that just get a range, like a between range of values. For example, from department 3 to department 6 or department 8. Just like that. Or and in case if you're hard coding these values, the thing is, I mean, if there is a huge range and I want something in between that range, it's going to be, it's going to be difficult, hard coding all the values of. So just like curious, what needs to be done there.
see, this is low and high. You can use low and high option.
So within the initial view, it's not possible where we have to
No,
select members.
no, it's not possible within initial view. Let me just try out this option if this works fine.
Okay.
So I'll remove, and instead of gender, let's put DPT so we can see the result also, if this works. Yeah, so we have this 3 departments. We have filtered for 3 departments only. We have given the range because we have 4 departments. And like you see,
So
we have
basically lower range and
higher
upper
range.
range.
Yeah, this is
Okay.
one option. Another option is you can give values, but I'm not sure how the syntax. I'm not getting exact what is the syntax, because you can give multiple values also. If you don't want like continue 2 to 5, there are value you want to select 2,
Oh,
5, 7 and all. So you can give hard coded values also.
okay. Okay. So in that case, the low and high will be removed, and then like
Yeah,
multiple values.
correct.
Okay. All right. Okay. So this way you can do the top 5 and the bottom 5 as well, right? Like for example, like top and bottom and something like that.
With that, how you will get top 5 and bottom 5, because you need the internal keys basically. So first you get the internal key. What you do is you get the internal key of the low value and internal key of the high value. And how to do that
Okay.
is, for example, this data source, any data source. Let's try out if that works fine. Let's say we want to sort based on attrition, top 3 attrition, top 5 attrition, or top 3 attritions we want. So finance, HR and IT, these are the top, right? Top 3 attritions. Then we'll go here and when you are running this, right, you define 2 values, this high value and low value and high value. You define a variable for low and high. So where low value equal to null initially, and where high value equal to null as well. So and in the you define a counter also. So its value is 1.
Rakesh, where you writing? I am not seeing the screen. I'm seeing the constant screen, script editor only.
You're not able to see like what I'm writing, low value, high value and all.
Yeah, now I can see. Yes, it's okay. It's
Okay.
coming in.
Yeah. So what I have defined is a counter, so that we'll count every time. So for example, we want to show top 3. So where top value, top or top bottom, let's say equal to 3. So first we'll get the low value. Low value. So if counter equal to 1, start with 1, then low value equal to element dot text, element dot name. So we got our low value if counter double equal to top bottom, that means 3. That means we got our high value also, equal to element dot name. So now we got, and then increase the counter by 1 every time. Okay.
Yeah.
And here in the filter, instead of this department, right, this is my department, so here you give low value and this is my high value. So let's see if this works fine. So it should show us only the top 3 based on attrition. No data. Okay. Let's see what values we are capturing. So we are not capturing anything. Why? Okay, not bookmark array. So we used the wrong array. So instead of bookmark array, let's use this array.
And yes.
Yeah. So we'll
Even at the top, yeah, where you have initialized that bookmark array, you can just comment that as well.
no, that is used for different purpose. That is used for bookmark. So element dot internal key. So now we should get our low and high values. So this is my low value, department 04 and 02 is my high value. Let's see, are we getting the same values or not? So it should be 1 and 03. Or we can use there is an option, I think rank also. Not there. Not happening. The sorting is not happening. See, what we are trying to do is, I'm not sure whether this we can try the same thing on server. Maybe on platform.
I mean, if it's taking you time, then we can do it later, you know, because I think you have topics to cover right now. So
Yeah, we have
I don't
like
want to take any more
okay.
time. So
Let's cover
yeah,
these remaining topics first, and then we
yeah,
can talk about this.
yeah.
Fine. So, what topics do we have? Yeah, Aziz.
Oh, Rakesh Krishnan here.
Yeah, Krishna. Sorry. Yeah.
Okay. Rakesh, I was wondering that, this, I don't know how much you have covered yesterday because I left it and I couldn't do the videos though. But have we covered like restricted key figures and calculated key figures, and if we have any filter already in the BW queries defined, all these things, all these functionality works in the business design studio point of view, or it has.
Okay. See, whatever works in Bex, right? It will work in Design Studio also. So whether it is a restricted key figure or a calculated key figure, it is a major.
Okay, so all these measures already can work in the design studio
Yeah.
side.
Correct.
All right. And what about the scorecard? Have you covered that topic actually? I'm not quite sure.
Yeah, we have covered already yesterday, and I have shared also a few samples of scorecard.
Uh,
So you can just import it and then take that reference and create the same scorecard.
Yeah, Rakesh, coming to this scorecard. Sorry, Krishnan, I am interrupting between.
Obviously.
Coming. So coming to this scorecard, so I was just looking if there is any advanced component like this, okay, which we are missing out. So that if that can be covered, that would be good for us because we have very less session. Okay, so scorecard, it was really a very good component yesterday. We seen something great. So like this, if there is any other component which we don't have, which we are not aware. Yeah.
Apart from scorecard,
Rakesh,
if you want to know
yes.
anything particular about
I
any
think there is a component called a tree map and heat maps. You know, these are very
Right.
no,
relevant.
Yes.
okay.
Yes.
See, heat map and all, it's a type of a chart only. It's again a type of chart. So you can just simply use a normal chart component and then convert it into any heat map or tree map. It's advanced chart type. I think I shown also let me just
Rakesh, Rakesh, which you feel is advanced component
Yeah,
and will be good for us in like scorecard, one of the component which you said it was really great. Okay,
yeah.
so like this I was just expecting from you.
Well, most of the components I have covered, like important like apart from that you can use checkbox, but that checkbox functionality is same like whatever you have done with the drop down, right? You know the checkbox, right? If it is checked or it is unchecked, based on that you can write Java scripting. Okay, checkbooks group also. Date field, I have not used it in any dashboards because normally we use the drop downs only for date also, date selection also. And these most of the
So when I
important
say
ones I have used it. Tree, if you see tree, you can use it for if you have hierarchy and all, right? That time you can use tree component. There is a tree component. So this component you can use
something
it.
to define like org charts or something like that.
Sorry, which chart?
It can be used for org charts, right?
Yeah, you can use this for org charts, but I have not created any dashboard out of it. So again, it will be like backs only in cross tab, right? You expand and all. So it's same. let me see if, because I don't have locally, it will not work. So you need to be on the platform only, because there only you will have hierarchies and all. Locally it will not work, and it's available only in 1.6. It's not there in 1.5. So what I can do is I can record something for you, 5-minute video or something, and share it with you guys, like how tree map component works. But it's not really important component. Only for org structure you can use it.
Is there a component that can be used for, defining org chart hierarchy and then give some sort of values to it, some data to it, something like sales revenue or something, or sales target in terms of the hierarchy. If there is a sales manager and then there are a couple of sales executives and then they have separate targets. So
you
in
can
that
use this
case, yeah.
component, you can use this component, tree component, just for hierarchy purpose. And when you select from the component on the right hand side, you can use different components to show their sales target and other data basically. It won't show in one chart, everything will not show in one chart, one component, but you can use multiple components. You can use a tree component just for the hierarchy. If you want to drill down in a hierarchy, you can use tree component. And instead of tree component, you can use a cross-tab component also. We'll see today anyways how to activate and deactivate hierarchies. So after that, maybe it will be more clear.
Yeah, Rakesh, sorry, one more just, in my mind. You were discussing on that text pool, right? You were
Yeah,
saying that you will show me like how to do that thing.
correct.
So please can you cover that also? Just wanted to
Yeah,
know how
no.
it curious. Yeah.
Yeah. So we'll be covering these topics today. Translation again, I'll be showing you on the BI platform mode for Webby report.
Okay. Okay.
And
Yeah.
say
Great.
how you can do it for Design Studio also. I'll be telling you. So
Okay.
let's go and finish the topics one by one. I had created a hierarchy for department, but it is not showing in query 1. So let me just check in query 2 whether it is showing or not.
Rakesh,
Yeah.
after that, will you be able to tell that how we do the transport in this design studio part actually?
Okay. Yeah. Fine. That also will cover.
Yeah, please. Yeah, that will be important.
Okay.
Otherwise, we will not know that how transportation will work.
Transport.
And yeah, please. Yeah, and I was wondering, as you told some time back, once we use a BW query, VEX query, we cannot, if we use in the design studio, that query will not be deleted. Yeah? That query we can't delete it unless we delete from the design studio. Is that correct? I
Yeah.
understood. Correct? Yeah.
Yeah.
So if there is any changes, let's assume that we have created that query and used already in design studio. What would happen if we do the changes in the backs, but we don't want to reflect those changes? Does it, I mean, I assume that it should happen automatically when
Correct.
connection is there,
Yeah.
but okay, it will happen
Sometimes,
automatically. So
yeah,
what happens that,
no, no,
we are
it
using
won't.
some,
No, if it depends on the what changes you have done. Sometimes it won't reflect, so you need to reload your application and save the application again. You need to open it again, and sometimes you may have to reset your initial view and set initial view again.
okay, what reset initial view of the design dashboard, is it?
No, so for example, you have changed some data in your query one,
Uh-huh.
some changes, and before that you were using that query in the design studio, and you did some set initial view, right? This was not our initial view. Our initial view was maybe with all the characteristics, right? So we have removed the
Correct,
characteristics, and we have set the initial view this.
correct, yeah.
And after that, if you have added one more key figures, right? It may not reflect immediately here. Okay. So you may have to reset its initial view, reset it, and again edit it and set your initial view again. That time it will reflect.
So it will allow, means my question is slightly different. So my question is, will it allow in
Yeah.
BW to do the changes or not?
No, it will allow you to do the changes. Changes you are not
Okay.
deleting, right? You are just changing it. So you can change
So
it.
means deleting the sense, like, let's assume that one characteristics means there are that some characteristics which were being used, just a dummy characters. We, as a consultant, sometime, just we use the, standard characteristics to populate the value, and we change the name in the runtime of the BW query. So what we do in the, let's assume that tomorrow that from the ECC the value is getting populated. So we are doing the transformation over there, and just creating the new characteristics where we need to populate the actual value for that old characteristics. I'm sorry, my questions are not clear. Let's assume that we have one finance cube over there. Just one two characteristic is there. One is the department and one is the area. Area is not getting populated right now, so we are using area for the department. Just department wise. Even the department is not getting populated, but we have ignored the department. Tomorrow area is started getting the value, and we don't want just we don't want just it to get disturbed. So we want to get those value populated in the department and change the name over there in the backs. Did you understand? But just in the runtime for the dashboard, how I will be doing the adjustment?
No, see, it's not. What I'll say is, it's not fixed that the behavior will same for all the changes in backs. Okay, so sometimes you may have the changes immediately. It will reflect in backs. I don't have the list, like if you do this kind of changes, it will reflect or not. But yeah, sometimes it will reflect on your dashboard. Sometimes you have to change your you have to reset your initial view to reflect those changes.
Yeah, no, apologize if you misunderstood me. What I'm trying to make the point is, if I do the changes, if I have the right field right now in the characteristic wise,
Okay.
can I just will it be easy for me to reset and reset the this dashboard, or do I need to do the lot of this changes in the dashboard point of view? That's what
So
I was.
you are saying like you are changing a characteristics.
Yeah, that's
For example, instead of
less.
this department, Z department, you are bringing another Z department complete name, or Z department 01.
Yeah, correct. Yeah, the 01. Let's assume the new name.
Then there will be rework wherever you have used the G department, right? So you need to use Z department 01 in your JavaScripting wherever you have used. So there is a
So
change.
is there nothing like that? Just it we can write the code. It should read it wherever it is the Z department is equal to this just department.
No,
01.
that you need to do it manually. It's a technical name, right? So that technical name, even
No.
the major also, right? If you are changing the
Yeah.
major, you are changing the major definition, and you are creating some restricted key figures, or so, and you are creating a new restricted key figure with the same name, but the technical name is changed, right? You have deleted the old one and created a new one with the new technical name. Then again, there will be an issue if you are using the technical name of the major somewhere in your JavaScript. So there you need to go and change again.
Okay. And is there a possibility that, just in the dashboard side that we can keep the old technical name, whatever we have, let's assume the BW has the technical name as 01_01, but in the design studio we want to keep, we don't want 01, we can keep it as a Z HR_ department instead of 01, we want to, just keep it old, whatever was there in the old DPT. So can we do that or we can't?
See, the best way is you don't change
No,
the
I
technical
understand.
name.
I'm going. No,
Yeah.
I know the best practices there to follow. But you understand in the projects, just sometimes we have to bypass the
No,
few
no.
things. So that's
So another option is wherever you hard code, right? For example, if you are hard coding your technical name, anywhere technical name, you create a variable first, okay, and refer that variable everywhere,
I
okay,
see.
and variable value you give the technical name of, for example, you give a value and you say, okay, this is my variable. It is for net sales. Let's assume, and you give a string, and this is my first technical name, okay. And now later on, if it is and use always wherever you want to use, right, this particular technical name, instead of that you use net sales in your dashboard. So you can use in 10-15 javascripts at multiple locations, okay.
Okay.
But then when you want to change the net sales technical name to some other technical name, right, you can come back to global script variables and change the value here only. You don't have to change in
Right.
the whole dashboard, but it's a
That,
tedious
that,
task.
yeah, no, I understand. Yeah, but rather than recreating all the work, I think probably that is a good option.
Yeah. So based on,
Thank you.
you decide like how many times you are going to change it. If it is multiple times, then use this approach, else use the simple approach.
Yeah. Okay. Thank you.
Yeah. So we're talking about hierarchies, activating and deactivating hierarchies. So let's assume that you have a hierarchy on department. Okay. So in cross tab, by default, we have that option, hierarchies option. We can enable or disable it. Hierarchy navigation is by default true. So if you run, you see this, you can expand. You can navigate through hierarchies. But if you disable it, then that option will not come. So you can't, user will not be able to drill down or expand the hierarchy. But in chart, whether that option is not there, you cannot enable the hierarchy in chart. So let's see, in the cross tab that option is there, but in chart we don't have that option. We can't expand it. So that time you can use Java scripting to activate or deactivate hierarchy. Okay, so I have inserted two buttons for activation of hierarchy and deactivation of hierarchy. And my data, so the code is ds2, we are using ds2 dot activate hierarchy, and the dimension is department. So if we click on this button, hierarchy will activate. We will click on this department, this button, hierarchy will deactivate. So the method is deactivate hierarchy. So you can do this activation and deactivation by clicking. Okay. So through scripting also you can enable or disable hierarchies. And whatever hierarchies you have in your Bex queries, you can use those hierarchies in your dashboard. Is it clear? I've used a very simple hierarchy actually. And it's not a complex dashboard, it's very simple. Just we have inserted only one data source. Any questions, guys?
Rakesh, I understood this, but I'm just not able to correlate this with the business case. How the things comes in so that you will.
See, I'll give you the real-time example of what we faced. There was a requirement that one of our retail customer, they had around 40 categories, okay, of some item. You can assume a retail customer, they have some categories, category 1, category 2 and category. And 40 categories they wanted to display on pie chart. So if you divide a pie chart into 40 slices, right, you cannot analyze anything. Okay. And then they had brand also. So under each brand, they had 5 to 6 categories. Okay. So what they did is overall they clubbed those categories and they created a hierarchy on the categories. So they had over 9 main categories. Under that they had the category 1, category 2. So like main category 1 had this category 1, category 2, category 4, like that. Then they had another main category. Okay, so you're grouping the data basically, so that what you are doing is, when we are seeing for all the brands, that time they were looking, they were seeing only main categories in the pie chart. Okay, data by main category. And when they select a particular brand, so that time they wanted to see the data by categories. So you can activate and deactivate hierarchies based on user requirement to show what they want to see. Does this make sense?
Yes, Rakesh.
Yeah.
Yeah,
So,
correct.
yeah. So this was the like one real-time example only, and you can come up with your own scenario also. Okay. So QR code we have already seen, right? Yesterday we spoke about QR code. So the option is here only. When you execute, right, you can send it to mobile devices using QR code. And on iPad or iPhone, they can simply scan it and open the dashboard from the image. This QR from the QR code itself. This QR code is nothing but it is the link of the dashboard. So you don't have to share the actual link. You can simply share the QR code. So when they open on the QR code using scanning, they'll open the dashboard. Okay, you can test this on iPad anyways. And then let's talk about transfer. Yeah, Dev.
Rakesh, can you add one more point? Security, like how we can implement security in the design studio. Like user one can access the pie chart, but he cannot go to the detail. User two can have access the pie chart, but he can go to detail. Like how we can achieve it, because nowadays it is very important.
Okay, so if you want to talk about component security, you can use if else condition. Who is the logged in user? Get that information, put a if else condition and set the visibility. Okay, and data security, either you can do it based on the platform. If you are using BI platform mode, you can do the security, and if you're using universes, right, you can do the security in the universe, create the data security in universe. If you're using BAX, you can use BAX security, BW security, different roles, right? You give access to particular region only to particular user, so when he will run the dashboard, he will see only that particular region data. If component wise security, you can put if else condition to just to set the visibility at the startup. Clear?
Rakesh,
Yeah.
in that case, in terms of security, if you're like assigning a certain security to certain component, or and that's given to certain users, right? Like manager can see certain data and supervisors can see certain data, right?
Yeah.
This has to be done in BW, right?
No.
Through the SSO connection.
See,
And then
you can, the data security you can do in BW. What he's asking is a component.
Okay.
For example, like I'll give you a real-time example. We were using planning functions. Planning functions we are not covering in the training, but using planning function, what you can do is you can execute some commands into backend. So this planning function objects are there, right? It's a bit complex, so I have not covered in the training. But using this, you can load the data. You can run a sequence in the BW just to load the data and all. So our requirement was like some users should be able to load the data at the real time from ECC to BW. They can execute the job if they want to see the real time data of today. So we had one button load data, and that was only visible for the users, like 3 users only, and we hard coded those 3 users in the startup, and we have written a code like
Okay.
if
So these users were BW users, or were they CMC users that were created?
it was SSO, so whatever users we had,
SSO BW.
yeah, BW
Yeah.
only. So those users ID equal to and or that condition, if that use, simply I'll put the like BO user equal to A, then that component visibility you set component dot set visibility true, set visible, right? You set true.
Okay.
If not, then set false. So at the startup only, so other users will not be able to see those components. That
Alright.
kind of component level security you can do it. Data level and all you can do in BW itself. Okay, let's we don't have much time, so let's talk about the remaining topics, guys. What is the next topic? Translation, right? I'll take you so there's a translation management tool, the BO client tool. You run that. Then you import your object. We will import a web report, but you can import in the real time. You will be importing the Design Studio application. So you select any report. Okay, do we have a report here? You add that report. Similarly, you will be selecting a Design Studio application, adding it, finish it. So by default, English is added. Here also you see English. Then you can add that translation which you want to add. For example, you want to add for French. You add that language. Once you add that language here, on the top also, you will see that language added. Now, whatever hard-coded texts you have, the keys, right? Key 1, key 2 in that text pool, all will be listed here. Then you can change. Okay, like for the example, this is the dash report name. So instead of PY sales, you can say, okay, ABC report. This you want to call in French. You can simply save it. Control has saved it and export it back to the export translated strings. So now the translation is done. We have done it for one language only. Then you check it in the so what was that report name? PY sales, and it was under first Gen, I think. PY sales. So this is PY sales. Then you go and change the preference to France.
Yes, yes, that's what I was about to say.
Okay. Okay, why it is not working? So you just change it the France, then it will take the French translation from here and it will show there. You can test this kind of scenario if you have on BI 4.1 SP6 or above. Understood, guys?
Rakesh, so the translation terms and titles should be hard coded or embedded do it automatically,
No,
because
you need to
I'm
give
just
the,
sort
it
of
won't
pushing
take it.
the
Okay, for example, if you take sales, right, and type in Google and try to find out the sales, uh, what is the sales called in French? It may be ABC, right? But the customer may say, no, I'm calling it is BCD
exactly.
in my system.
Yeah,
So that's why you need to
it's
hard code
different.
it. You need to hard code it. So
Okay.
for the same two French customers, your sales word can be different. For one
Okay.
customer, you will say report one, another customer, you will say report two.
Okay. So most of the time, what happens is when you're running a report on BI platform and you're changing the language, it has its default, default languages and terms as well, and it somehow
Correct.
throws it on the report, and yeah.
Correct.
So in that case, if it's sort of contradicting, or in that case, what should be done?
No, no, it will take the language, whatever language preference you set here, right? It's
Yeah.
you can set, right? You know here you can set your local time zone and locale. So there you
Yeah.
can
That.
set your
Yeah.
locale.
Yeah.
So whatever locale is there, it will take the translation for that locale. If the translation is not available for that locale, it will take the original content language only,
Okay.
whatever is original. Okay.
Okay.
Okay. Quickly, I will take the transport part also. So for transport part, uh, in terms of BI platform mode, right? It's very simple. In BI platform mode, you have the CMC, right?
Just
You can
just
use
a
the
just a quick question on that. Once you finish the translation part, when you select apply it, and you just have to like save it, and then is there any other step involved in
no,
this?
no, just you need to export it. Once it is exported,
Export that.
again you want to change it, you can it's exported. I think there is some issue in exporting. You can export it and then import it back and do the changes again and then export it back. It's save. It will save all the translation settings.
Rakesh, another quick question. Can, can we have multiple languages to be translated?
Yeah, you can use like for example, with German you want Hungarian also. You just add that language and give the Hungarian text. So
Oh, okay,
it's
okay, okay.
user is running the report on Hungarian local, he will see this data. If he's using French, he'll see this data. If he's using English or any other language, he will see PY sales.
And we keep
Rakesh,
the default language.
Yeah.
Okay.
Rakesh, I was wondering that this when we work the globally the system, the user in the this ECC environment or BI environment, they choose a language like EN or German or
Correct.
whatever the language. So it comes default actually over there. So I was wondering in the design studio when we are using the wax queries, so it should come standard whenever the user is gonna log in. Will it not, this come automatically, this is like it from the
No.
Hungary?
No.
No?
If you are talking about BW, yes, in back queries and all, it gives you option. But when you logged in into BI platform mode, right? On BI platform mode, it doesn't give you the option. You need to go and change the preferences, right? Because the output you will view on BI platform mode or NetViewer. In NetViewer also, while creating a user ID, basis team will set a local, right? Location or locale. So based on
Uh-huh.
that locale only, you will see the data in that regional settings.
That's fine. No, my regional setting is English. That's fine. Yeah. Let's assume somebody is sitting in Dubai, he want to see in the Arabic.
Yeah,
So his users parameters will be in Arabic.
correct.
So he should, when when he will log in, he should be able to, it should be automatically translated. The
No,
system has got that.
no, that's what. See, how you will say that Design Studio, the PY sales is called what in Arabic? You need to tell the system.
Krishna, just to add to that, I think sometimes the user requirement is somehow different from what the system is giving, or
Correct.
system is fetching in Arabic. And like most of the time what happens is you have to have specific terms as per the user requirement. It might be giving us something different in standard Arabic, but in regional Arabic, like Emirati, Saudi, they have different sort of
Yeah, I
ways of
understand. Yeah.
looking at the report. So you have to change it from
Yeah.
translation management tool, or even in BW there is a translation management tool.
I understand. I remember now that where you coming from. Yeah, that's correct.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was.
Even
Yeah,
for
you
BW
are right.
also, you will be doing the translation, right?
Yeah, he's right.
Yeah,
Right. Yeah, but what I was thinking, just sometime, just in the basic, if the requirement of it, actually I was just going with the basic thing. That, if
Oh, okay.
somebody log in and should be able to say it, is the
Yeah,
tax.
that's fine.
Yeah.
That is.
Okay, guys.
Great, guys.
Yeah. So this transport, anyways, it is very straightforward. You go to promotion management. Like, have you used promotion management for any BI content? Whatever you publish on BO platform, that you can migrate using promotion management. And if you are deploying on NetViewer, then simply you need to collect it into one a transport request in RSA1. On the right hand side you have transports, right? So there you can select the transport. Anyways, let's talk about this tomorrow in tomorrow's class if this is not clear. I was like this is little quick. I tried to finish this because it's already late. So this topic, if this is not clear, we'll talk it tomorrow later. Is that fine? Because now we don't have any other topic, we will just take the queries.
Sure.
Okay?
Okay.
Yeah. And meanwhile, guys.
Rakesh, I have one last question.
Yeah, Dev, tell me.
Can I? Yeah. Rakesh, I'm a bit confused on that, text pooling and all. I understood whatever you said. Only I have one question only. See, if in BW, if the naming conventions are in English, okay, and one of the variable is in English, it's defined in English name, and if you are pulling it to Design Studio, the prompt will be English, right? But when we want to see the report in German language, I want the prompt to be also in German.
Then you need to
How
do
to
that.
achieve it?
That you need to, because it's a BW query, right? That BW query translation you will be doing in BW translation. There's an option in BW to translate your queries. So you can translate your key figures, your characteristics, and your prompts there.
Understood. But how the system will understand that he has to capture the English backstory sometime, and sometimes he has to call the German backstory.
Okay.
Like how design system will understand that?
No. For end user, what will happen is you will be designing using English language only. Okay. So you will be referring all English only. But for the end user, just to show based on his local language, whether he is in German, he is using German as local language, he will see the German prompt. If he is an English local he is using, then he will see the English prompt. But on the back end,
Right.
in the back end, everything will be done in English only. It's just for the display. The translation is just for the display.
Okay, then the backstory has to be in German, right?
No, backstory translation you will do in German, not the complete query.
Okay.
Okay.
Okay, fine. Yeah.
Okay, guys. Then we'll connect at the same time tomorrow. Okay, guys.
Okay, Thank you.
Thank you, guys. Bye bye.
Thanks.
Okay.